Well, today, folks, I need to fix a door. I don't know if you could tell, but this handle will turn up and down just barely. Somebody really jammed on this so it won't shut anymore. So we got to pop off this mechanism, pull the inside apart, and see what in here is bent or screwed up or whatever. I have a spare one, so if I can't fix it, I have a spare one. But what we're going to do is go ahead and punch out. There's a drift pin in here. There's a pin in here, a roll pin, called a roll pin. And we are going to try to pull that out. Now you might be wondering, did you just take this door off and leave it? Yes, I did. What I do is, that's really on there. What I did is I stole a door from another machine that wasn't working, and I know you're shocked. You're like, Keenan, you have machines that aren't working? Yeah, I do. And what I do is I just get it fixed right away. I get it fixed right away, and then I get the parts I need to get the other one fixed. So what I do is I just steal off another machine temporarily. I'm going to have to get a little bit of a pry bar in here. Now, if you're going to rob a part from another machine, the way I go about it is I pick the machine to rob from that's going to be harder to put back together. So I took this off a machine that has a computer out that I'm waiting for, but the other one just had the handle. So I stole the door off the computer issued one, and we went ahead and just fixed the one with the door problem. Ah, she's coming. You got to be gentle with this stuff because, you know, it doesn't take much to goober this up. And I think it's bent, actually. I think that's why I'm having so much trouble getting this off. There we go. Solid handle just slides on there. Now what you have now is you have a washer or shims. We call them shims or plastic, Keenan. So there's shims on there. And I like to put stuff in order as I take it apart. So I'll just lay it out here on the board. Now I got a couple Phillips head screws. On the back side there's lock nuts. So I will have to hold them. And I'm not going to get that lucky. I thought I was going to be able to hold it with my hand. So we just Now, it may seem silly taking the time to repair all this stuff, but this all saves you money. The dealer did this. They would probably try to do this in your store. You're probably looking at an hour, 2 hours, and they may even just buy a whole new door. Sometimes your dealers have got it down to a science. They'll just buy a whole new part instead of even trying to repair something simple like this, because it really isn't worth it for their time. They just want to charge you for the part, a quick 1 hour repair or 2 hour repair, and get on to the next job. So I like doing this. It gives me something to do. People ask that all the time. They go, don't you hate repairing stuff? No, it gives me something to do. I kind of find like a little bit of an adventure. I'm going to show you something on here. There's a nut on the back of that thing if this focuses. You see that? Sometimes there's two, and what those are is to lock that in around that door, the back of that door where it's round on there, so that it doesn't wobble when you're using it. If it didn't have that, what will happen is, if it didn't have these lock nuts in here, this would actually move just a little bit under all that pressure. That basically keeps it from twisting. And it's surprisingly, it actually works. Now this thing went back to center on me, so that's weird. The pin is all messed up. The pin's all jammed up in there. So this isn't going to be fun at all. It's jammed up on both ends. Oh, there we go. I'm going to try to see if it'll just go out on its own. I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to drill this out, folks. Yep, I'm going to drill this out. We'll be right back. All right, so we got this thing apart. We have the housing, shaft goes through it, the center part that's spring loaded, and there's a pin here, and there's another pin here. Pins are junk, but this shaft is actually bent. I don't know, from years of use or what, but you can tell where it's been beat. So it may not be any good anymore. That might be why we were having the problems. There's the handle and screw. There's that shaft. I don't know if you can see it, but see how it's bent? So that may be no good. That's why it wasn't sliding in and out. This just slides through here, and the housing's like that. And that was that one pin. The other one wasn't as bad, but definitely shouldn't be like that. A lot of you watching this would be probably like, why are you going to all this trouble? Well, sometimes I just hate to throw away good stuff. I mean, this was built really well. It basically had an issue, probably got dirty, got hung up a little bit, and then even that pin's bent a little bit. And then people just keep prying on it. Instead of realizing it ain't gonna work, they just keep prying on it or beating on it. So I'm gonna take these two things over to the vise and see if I can straighten. Now I had another parts machine that I took some parts off of. This is a great example of why I take parts off of. The upper part of this is just so badly bent, it's not even worth using. The handle ain't bad. But just so badly bent, it's not even worth. It looks like somebody replaced this at one time. That's why it pays sometimes when you buy used equipment and you don't use it all. You still want to take all the parts you can off of it. I had another one of these washers outside that people noticed in videos, and I scrapped it. I wish I would have taken more parts out of. I mean, it sounds silly, but every part's worth something. I mean, screws, everything. There we go. And like that, got it fixed. This is junk. The handle's still good. Sounds silly to save the handle, but you just never know what your customers are going to break. So I hope you had fun watching me repair the handle on here. Later I'll show you how to polish these up. So, well, that's all the time we got in today's episode. We got the handle fixed. I'll mount it on the machine later today, clean this up obviously, get it polished up the rest of the way, and we'll be good to go with that washer. Till next time.